Welcome. I put together this short sequence as preparation for meditation. Naturally, it's difficult for our bodies to simply sit in meditation. And I say simply in that way because it's not necessarily simple for us to sit. Our bodies are uncomfortable, our minds haven't taken a few minutes to become centered. And we find meditation to be impossible. So this sequence will take you through your spinal ranges of motion while also getting into the key areas that can that will help you to become more comfortable for meditation. So have a blanket. It doesn't have to be, it's not going to be folded like this. Have a strap or a tie, and then an eye pillow. Our final pose will be using the blanket. It'll be a gentle back bend, but we'll use that as Shavasana because this is just going to be a short 15-minute sequence. And then also have a chair. And I'd like that chair to have a back. Okay, so we're going to start standing. So stand nice and tall. Weight is in your heels. And then give your knees a little bend. Step your left leg back, just a very small crescent lunge. Okay. So the right leg is forward. Inhale, please, the left arm up. Take a big breath in. And then exhale over to your right, just a little bit. Inhale, come on back to center, lengthening your spine. And exhale, side bend to your right. Inhale, center, lengthen. And exhale, side bend, and we're going to stay here for 2 more breaths. So push your left leg away from you as you side bend to your right. Inhale, come on back up. You can lower that left arm. Step forward. Pause right there. Bend the knees a little bit. Step the right leg back. Okay. Send your right arm up. Big breath in. And then exhale a little bit over to your left. Inhale, center, lengthen the spine. And exhale to your left. So big side stretch, big stretch through the front of the right leg and hip. Right? And then we'll stay here for 2 breaths. Come on back up. Make sure you're steady, and then step forward. Now this next one, I want to stretch the tops and the bottoms of the feet. So having a wall or use the back of your chair to help you. The first one, doesn't matter which side you start on, I just want you to try to get onto the tops of the toes, kind of like you were just doing in that crescent lunge, but a little bigger if you can. Come up onto the toes and just kind of stretch the foot up and down. Okay. And then this one is, I think, harder for some people to try to get on the top of the foot. So it's helpful to bend into your standing knee and then lift the other leg up and try to get on top. And if that's difficult, of course, you do what you can and just very gently roll side to side. All right. Stand back at center. We'll turn around. Okay. On the tops of the opposite, on the toes, right? So stretching now the bottom of the foot, kind of moving the leg, the ankle, So really the sequence is designed to get into the major joints of the body. And this is regardless of if you like to sit on the floor or in the chair. Either way, you need to get into these tight, stuck places in the body. All right, so let's try to get on the top of the foot. Do the best you can using the wall or your chair for support. Of course, if you want to challenge your balance, you use one finger at your wall, or not at all, depending on how steady you feel. Okay, and come on back up. All right, so the chair. I'm going to have the chair on my mat just so that you can at least see the side view of this. But if I were you, I would want to be long way on the mat with the chair out in front, okay? But for the purpose of this, I'm going sideways for you to see. Okay, I want a wide-legged stance. Now, I know a lot of people tend to go really narrow here. And if there's fear there, then keep your legs narrow. But you have the chair, it's on your sticky mat. If you widen the legs a little bit more, you have the ability to bend forward more, right? You're giving yourself allowance to move. The more narrow the legs, that's going to be a lot harder, okay? Now, I'd love to kind of come into a down dog-like position with the upper body. So that might require you to step back even more, right? And then think about where your ears are, and you try to line those up with your upper arms. Now, I know I'm flexible. I could go farther, and I know there's some people who could. So maybe you have another rung on your chair. Go a little lower. For those whose hamstrings are really tight and your knees have to be bent, you stay more upright. There's no one right way to do this. What I'm really aiming for is to get a lot of lengthening in the spine. And then you can kind of hold on to the chair and then feel as if someone's pulling your hips back to lengthen. And then you're getting a bit of a hamstring stretch as well. All right, so let's take one more breath here. Now, please bend your knees, heel toe your feet together, all holding on to the chair, and then you walk yourself to the chair nice and tall. Okay, all right, we're done with that. Now I'd like to come onto the floor, and we won't be getting up. So have all of your props near you. The first one that you're going to need is your strap. And this is it's a variation of a pose that we do often. Call it side pigeon. So again, regardless of if you choose to sit in a chair, you need the outer hips stretched a little bit. So we're going to cross left ankle over right knee. Scoot down so my head is on the mat. Okay, and then you put that strap on the foot, the left foot. Okay, take a big breath in. And then exhale your legs over to your right. So that's a few feet on my strap. I'm giving a lot of allowance there. And my hope is that you're getting a decent to semi-intense stretch on the left buttock. And then depending on how tight or open you feel, you can give yourself even more, right? And you can just let your leg kind of drop down below the knee, or you can give it a little bit of a pull on that strap and shorten your lead. Regardless of what you're doing with the strap, try to relax your waist, your abdomen, your left side body. Try to relax your top and bottom leg. So this, while we're getting the outer hip, it doubles as a little twist. Very minor, but it's there. Okay, on your next inhale, please come on up. Use your arms, not your strap, to pull yourself up. Remove the strap. And then just straighten out your leg and shake it out. All right, and then we're going to switch. So that strap, that little loop now goes on the right foot, which is crossed over your left knee. Right, hold on to that strap. Take a big breath in. And then exhale over to your left. And just get a sense for how that right side feels. You take a few big breaths here and you try to soften into the right buttock, the right waist and side body. Okay. And on your inhale, use your arms to press yourself back up. Remove the strap, straighten out that leg, shake it out. All right. So now something symmetrical, in and out of bridge pose. Arms down, feet on the mat. 3 times only. Inhale, lift your hips. And exhale, release. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. Okay. Choose which side you'd like to roll onto and roll or bring that arm up and come onto your side. Okay, press yourself up. And now for our final back bend and Shavasana. We are going to take a blanket, just a big open blanket like this. So now I think many people will like just this one fold by their shoulder, bottom tip of the shoulder blades or bra line. So I want you to give that a try. And then I'll show a variation if this is just not quite enough, but you know, we want this to be subtle. So when you come over this blanket, your shoulders drop back, chin lifts ever so slightly. If your chin is really high, I'd like you to roll to your side and grab yourself another blanket. And then you've got your eye pillow. Okay. If this just isn't quite enough for you, you'll take this blanket, fold it in half, turn it. So now your spine will lay over this now double folded. Okay. Either way either variation you choose, your knees stay bent, please. Feet wide on the mat, turn slightly in. Adjust your eye pillow, and we'll remain here for about a minute, minute and a half. Hands can either be on the belly or open out to the side, your preference. Legs are relaxed. Upper body very comfortably folding over this blanket. Chest is opening. And you can take a few really big breaths here. Please come back to your breath if you drifted away from it. Walk your feet together. If you are using an eye pillow or a scarf, use one hand to keep hold of that and then bring the other arm overhead and roll to your side. Let a little light in, and then you can remove it completely and press yourself up to a seated position. So now you are ready for meditation. I hope you enjoyed this sequence, and remember that you'll always have it if you need just a little bit of movement before sitting. So thank you so much. Namaste.